Good day, welcome back to the launch, or well, Do Demon's Dream work in progress, and this is the launch announcement for version 0.06. So I'm going to go through some patch notes. The reason I do patch notes like this is because I run out of space for images on ModDb, and this allows me to put the video embedded in the download page so people can actually get a preview of what they're seeing. But we want to go to map 02 for the first patch note, kill monsters, and we want to head to the Hellzone. Whoops. So we'll hit the hard mode switch and head straight to the Hellzone. Because the land bridge that spans the gap between those stairs and the pyramid, just lower the pathway so we can get around to where the switch is located. The switch that raised that land bridge didn't have any markings to indicate what it did on it. There's just a blank wall there. So now we have this image of the pyramid, and when you hit the switch, an image with the bridge raises up to give the player a better idea that by hitting that switch they've just raised this land bridge to get across. Level 5 is the next one, so we'll go and we'll kill monsters. So this level had, I'm gonna, for the next update, 07, but not yet, it won't be in this one, these switches are going to be moved down there and have a better mechanic to them, so you don't have to run back up the stairs once the barrier's lowered. But this room down in here, this fleshy room had a potential soft lock, and the potential soft lock was that you could walk down here, step over the threshold and then step back, and that, like, you could step back before that door closed and lock yourself inside that tunnel. Thanks to Optimus Prime over on Clippy's Discord for playtesting or playing through and discovering that for me. I was able to fix it. They even had Optimus, and I think it was Numziak actually had a suggestion on how to fix that, and it seems to be working fine now, so that softbox gone, as far as I'm aware. The next map is map 06, and we're gonna kill all the monsters so we can zoomy zoom. First patch note for this level is that this hanging corpse was a different hanging corpse, and it was one that was blocks players, which made it quite awkward moving around this room, because you could move under this freely, but then you try to strafe around and get caught on that. So that's been fixed. It was never intended to be a block players only, but it has been fixed. Oh, as a side note, there is one more patch note that I forgot. Level 1, whilst we're heading around to where this patch note is, level 1, if you did play it on anything lower than, like on the easy difficulty, the shotgun at the beginning, for some reason I had turned to be not there. I have fixed that, so now if you play on easy mode, that shotgun will be there. However, again, just be forewarned that I still haven't balanced for anything other than ultra violence for anything past level 3. and I won't be until level like all 32 levels have been completed. Okay, so for this room, there are hints that there is a crate you can interact with. There's a rocket launcher up there, there's shotgun shells there, armor up there, but the actual crate that you interact with had nothing that stood out. You had to trial and error, sort of just hump the crates. But now if you look closely, the crate that you need to interact with is slightly, its texture is slightly misaligned, and I'm looking directly at it, so you'll see that the texture is raised just a little bit to indicate that you can interact with that crate, which fits in with the anomaly with this crate here, and that's all I'm going to say about that. Whoops, I'm not quitting. That's level 6, and next stop will be level 8. And we're killing the monsters, and we've got a little bit of a ways to go down into this level, so whilst we're doing that, I'll just talk about patch notes that happen, that apply to every level from level 8 through to 05's last level, which was 15. So every level between 8 and 15 have had additional ammo and health pickups placed around, because it was starting to get on the realms of ammo starvation at a level that was not intended. And some of the encounters get quite challenging further in. Whoops. As the levels progress, so that I didn't want players getting to like level 12 and having no ammo whatsoever, so should be plentiful ammo now. The encounters are pretty tough, some of them, so I've tried to ensure that it's a case of the player doing something wrong rather than lack of ammo or health. So for this level, down these two wings are optional. So is that yellow door. You don't actually need to find that yellow door to complete the level. It's there to sort of throw the player off and make them explore a little bit. And I will give a hint. This wing, actually, this optional wing is where the yellow key is hidden. But this was a bit has had its brightness lowered and some extra detailing added in to make it look a bit more interesting, because it was still very bland. And this area was an example of an area I always intended to go back to detail. There's as I've mentioned in previous updates, there's plenty of areas where I intend to go back and add detailing in later as the detail that should be there becomes clear. But so the lighting's been lowered, there's been some flames and details added in to help make this a bit more interesting. And then of course you come in here, I'm not saying there's a texture misalignment there, but there's a texture misalignment there. That's intentional. But that makes this whole area more interesting, especially once you come back out and the toxic waste has happened. I still want to revisit this area. I like the effect of the windows being here, like to show that there's multiple levels and rooms, and potentially like a sleeping area. But I don't like the brown clashing against the grey like that, so I want to revisit it and see if I can work in a way of having the windows but with marble texture. I might even have to create a texture that has the windows on marble bricks. But so that's it for level 8. As I said, level 8 through 15 now has additional ammo. Level 10, we come here. Now, at the start, you know, I'll go down this way, down the easy path, because that's where the problem was showing the greatest. It wasn't so bad if you took the hard path, but if you took the easy path, you'd come down here and there'd be 6 chain gunners there, and being this distance away, trying to snipe them whilst they were sniping you was extremely rough and brutal. And let's do that again, and we can come down the hard path side. So instead of 6 chain gunners, I've switched them out for 2 shotgunners and 1, 2, 3, 4 imps. I'll have to make the text version of these patch notes correct. I've said 6 imps, but I've switched out the chain gunners for 4 imps and 2 shotgunners, which makes that path a lot more pleasant, and certainly this way. And 2 of the 6 chain gunners that were here have been moved around to keep their pal over here company. Level 13 is our next stop. Kill the monsters. This one, the hard mode opening to this level is quite brutal, but has nothing to do with the patch notes. Just an observation I'm making from playtesting through for this update. But if we go down here, there's surgery here. If you actually progress through the level a little bit, and again I'll have to do that to show the issue. Okay, so once you get to this point in the level where you hit this switch and it opens up access to the red door there, you'll note that this passageway is now closed down, and if you come and make your way around here to the surgery, you'll see that there's a passageway here that's opened. Now, similar to level 5, and I discovered this shortly after Optimus Prime discovered the soft lock on level 5, I discovered that if you went into this room, you could trigger the door and step back out and get yourself soft locked, because that other passageway doesn't open until you get through this little gauntlet. So that's now been fixed. You can't beat that back. This area is quite brutal, especially on hard mode, like very brutal. I found myself swearing at my own megawad a few times in playtesting this because I was getting exhausted, because I really wanted to get to the newer levels, but like as you can see, there's a lot more health and ammo lying around now, because holy crap. But that softlock's been addressed now. You shouldn't be able to lock yourself now, but I'll address it if you do, if it is possible. Level 14 is our next stop, and we want to kill monsters. And okay, so you pass through this room a couple of times. Oh wait, well actually we should talk about the red key area. So you come down here and go up this lift. You can go in that room yet, but you don't need to yet. You go out that way to get towards the exit after you get the yellow key. But you come into this room and there's this caged area. And my observation in seeing playbacks of this level was that players were seeing the caged area, dealing with the chain gunners, and not noticing the door because the door was darkened out. It was dark in that area, about as dark as the rest of the room. So from this distance, the door kind of just blended in with the rest of the texture and wasn't clear. So you come up here and hit this switch, picking the hard or easy mode, and that would raise the bridge to the red key, but it wouldn't raise the red key, lower the red key, and players were just running through the rest of the level sort of lost until they stumbled on the door. And it was even worse if they didn't notice the door before they hit that switch, because this alcove and the lift was even was dark, even darker still. So because it's set back, it was really impossible to see. So players were roaming around until they stumbled on it. So now that's been brightened and fixed so that it's a lot more obvious when you enter the room that you can come up here if you can open this door, which is done by that. So at this point you've got the red key, and that leads us to the next patch note, because you come through here, a couple of Barons of Hell have been added to this yellow switch so that this room isn't just an empty room, and gives a reason, an excuse to use the barrels. But you pass through here, and when you come back through here, there's a bunch of extra demons that have spawned in this room, and the way they were spawning, I had them spawning in, they were right up all on the doorway. When you open that door, whoops, wrong door, this door, when you open that door, they were all right here, which just led to a door fight, and that wasn't the intention. I wanted the player to come into the room and have to deal with them. So I think I've addressed that now. I think I've got the way they spawn working correctly, but we'll see, and I'll address it again if it happens to be the case that it's not. Now next stop for the next patch note is map 15. We're going to kill all monsters again, and we are going to jump through the portal. So you come through here, the exit to the secret level is here in the super secret. Shh, I didn't tell you. When you come here, you pass through the hard or easy mode, hard or normal mode choice I should say. That's regular ultraviolence, that's spiced up ultraviolence. You pass through this blue door and come around here, and you come down here and find that you can't go any further because of the lava, and there's that lava there. There was a switch on that wall that you had to shoot, which would raise some platforms there, which that Hell Knight's on. Sorry, that that Hell Knight's on, and that would give you a land bridge to get across there, and hit another switch which raises a land bridge there. Now, that wasn't clear that that switch was there or shootable to players, because they were in my viewings and playthrough, players were dropping down here, oops, hitting that sometimes, but they were dropping down here and running to these little islands, which comes to this little platform which raises. Now that there's nothing wrong with that. This is where you go through the final sweep of the level, but I left that alternative route in intentionally for players who are exploring, but I have moved the switch that needed to be shot over to here, so you just have to interact with it. Now you can get on these platforms. Hit this switch, run back, and now this platform is raised so you can get across that gap. That's the intended way to get through. The other way, the alternative way, brings you up here where this health pack is. And again, I've intentionally left that health pack in, that alternative way in, and it is the final sweep of the level, but hopefully that makes, that moving of the switch makes it clear that that is the proper route, proper in quotation marks route through the level. Next one is map 31. We're going to kill monsters. This is by far the biggest and hardest level in the map. Level 32 is challenging. It's got some nice encounters in it, but this is by far the hardest level. And since where we want to go is straight through the blue door, I'm going to give all. So again, like the crate room in level 6, there is a crate in here that can be interacted with, and there was nothing visual about it. You'd have to just randomly decide to hump crates and then happen to hit the right one. The right one now has a slight texture misalignment, so you know which one to hump if humping crates is your thing. But that's it. That's it for the patch notes. We have also map 16. Just do a quick preview of these. I won't go too far, but we will go out to the courtyard where we can access at the moment. Just need to hit this one. We have map 17. Drain away the blood in the pool that we ended up in at the end of level 16. Hard and easy mode choice. Super secret. I quite like this central pillar thing with a regular door, a yellow key door, a red key door, and a blue key door. A red key there. Hopefully this level plays out well. There's an area in this level that I still need to go back to and add more details as it goes along, because it's a pretty big room. I just need to I'm not going to rush and add details to areas just because they look bland. I want the details to actually fit the room and the thematic theme of the WAD so far. So that's level, what are we, 17? This level ends in an area that was visited a while back in level 2. You might recognise it, and level 18 picks up where that took off. So you come back down here, the tunnel's collapsed after you pass through it in the end of the last level to get to this, to the exit. And now, whoops, I want to kill monsters. You'll see these are the imps and cacodemons and pinkies and shotgunners that you killed when you passed through here in level 2. Plus there's more demons here now. And this is the Hell Gate at level 2. Only, when we pass through the Hell Gate, the fleshy pustulous growths that were overtaking the temple in the flesh wing of level 1, which you explore further in level 8, has taken over this entire courtyard area. And the demon that is being metamorphosized, that the temple's metamorphosizing into, is coming alive. So you'll see that this Hell Gate is now destroyed. Doom Guy can't go back through it ever again. Whoops, what am I doing? If we go hit this, so we can get over here to this switch and get in here. Get up into, out of that sphincter looking area, into the stomach looking area, into this throat looking area, into this area that's full of eyes, and turns out it's a giant gaping maw full of eyes, and this temple is finally starting to metamorphosize into the demon that the inhabitants of this place were trying to create by opening hell gates, and will succeed in doing if they manage to open one big enough to do 2 spider masterminds. And you can see the damage that Doomguy wrought before on his previous visit. Get all the way up onto the top of the pyramid still. So there's extra ammo and stuff up here. Watch out for the crushers here. Particularly nasty trap, watch out for that one. I did trigger it, I just got across before it started lowering. Now this is, I always wanted to revisit this courtyard because even when I designed it with the level, I thought that the way I ended up incorporating it into the level was underutilized, and I always wanted to come back and have the Doom Guy crossing over that blood pool at the side of this down there, and as you can see, fleshy cavern has grown around it, and the level ends with Doomguy doing exactly that, crossing over the pool to the pumping stations. Draining the pool and dropping out the exit. And finally, we have the second secret level, map 32, and I love this one. I love this level because, okay, slight caveat before I get into the explanation. I've had to take some liberties with some rooms because of Doom limitations. I am for mapping in Doom vanilla Doom format. But so I've taken some liberties with some of the layouts areas, and I think I could have done it slightly bit bigger. Maybe this is 95% accurate to scale. Like it is accurate to scale, but I think I should have done it a bit bigger to make it to scale for Doomguy. But this is fully mapped, and when I say fully mapped, again, within the limitations of Doom, I can only do 3 decks, but they are accurate, and they are pretty much fully mapped. This is the original series USS Enterprise NCC 1701. No bloody A, B, C or D. It's accurate. We have the bridge. We have deck 7, and this is exactly 7 decks low. Like I literally made a sector that was the right side, like the same height and floor, and then like copied and pasted it 19 times, 20 times, so I knew which area, like what height I needed each floor to be at. But we want to come around on the wrong way. Again, it's pretty much fully accurate. If we get out to the outer areas here, I've taken some liberties. This is not just windows to space and the lounging area. There's actually bedrooms along that wall, along that outer hull. Lounge area. So that's an example of a liberty I've taken. Those doors can't be opened. This gives me a better idea of where I am. I need to go this way and down here. So we've got the briefing room, we have security office, we have the original series tricorder, a closed communicator and a phaser. Inside this briefing room is the yellow key, and obviously demons have been attacking, so things are starting to mutate and walk inside the Enterprise, which is why you're wanting to abandon it. There's a lot of little areas to explore. That door opens, but you can't open it from here because it's a super secret. Another lounge area with a 3D chessboard. Chapel. Teleport room. Engineering. Here's another example of an area that I had to take liberties with. This elevator is actually supposed to be in front of this room, and this room has the impulse drives for the disc, so, but I couldn't quite do it like that because due to limitations. So, but that's deck 7. Obviously I haven't gone through all of it because there's a lot of space to, a lot of stuff to explore in there. Bridge, deck 7, which is the main deck. There is an open tricorder, and we've got some maintenance rooms back here with some stuff being worked on. Whoops. And now we go down to deck 16, which is engineering and medical. So we have intensive care and the operating room. Another tricorder. We have some maintenance rooms where again they're doing some work on stuff. Down this way we have some storage bays, part of the warp drive system, and the nacelles. which you'll need to shut down all drives to proceed past this point, which is according to design, not my design, that's how the Enterprise is. You need WAD suits up there, and you need to shut down the engines, which you can do. And you'll know if they've shut down because these will stop pumping. But I'm not saying how. Got some turbo lift repair. The red key lets you get access to the commanding officer's office, which has the blue key. There is an armory up there which requires a blue key, so don't just rush for the end of the level. But I'm going to go give all. So once you've got the blue key, you want to come down this elevator. This lets you open the hangar bay doors. Jump in the transporter, shuttlecraft, and flee. And that's it for the patch notes for version 0.06. This has been an awesome experience so far. Playtesting is getting a bit tiresome, and I don't mean tiresome as in long in the tooth, I mean exhausting, because each update requires a playtest from the start to ensure the balance is correct, because I'm specifically balancing for no pistol starts, and it's fatiguing. But it's worth it, every moment of it, and it's been a lot of fun. I hope everyone's been enjoying playing, I hope you've enjoyed watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching.